I've been listening to pro CM Punk podcasts. I've been listening to pro AEW and Tony Khan podcasts, which are by far the worst. Like they need to get their knees need to be checked. Their knees probably hurt from the way they talk about Tony Khan. Like, let's just be honest, bro. We need to get them some knee pads. All those podcasts out there, but not naming names. So, nobody's wrong, but if the Elite and Kenny Omega, they should not be EVPs anymore. If they come back as EVPs, Tony Khan has no idea what the fuck he's doing as an owner and a guy in charge of a company. Like
Correct.
that will this is a major turning point for AEW. This is arguably the biggest moment in AEW's history, right or wrong. This media scrum, like you got the EVPs breaking down people's doors. Like this is a game-changing moment, no pun intended. Pun intended, I should say. A game-changing moment for AEW.
You're gone.
The way Tony Khan plays this out is going to have ramifications for AEW's history. Because, like, think about it. What is he going to tell the executives at Turner, at Time Warner, when they're asking, hey, why are the wrestlers' bosses threatening another wrestler and a guy's wife after a show? Like, can you explain that to me, Mr. Tony? And then Tony's going to be like, well, you see, CM Punk said they couldn't manage a target. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not a good look. You know, no network is going to want to do business with a company that has their bosses threatening to beat up their employees, bro. Like, I don't know.
It's a disaster. It's an objective train wreck. And yeah, it is the big defining turning point moment, because I think I made the big video on it a week ago now. Like, the honeymoon phase is over. I know the honeymoon phase of no drama and no issues really coming to the surface, because, Kevin, we won't really know until years down the line because of how the dynamic is with AEW, Tony Khan, and the dirt sheets, the journalists, the wrestling media. A lot of stuff is most seemingly either getting swept under the rug or not publicized nearly as much as if it happened in WWE. A lot of these things feel like we just don't get them mentioned to us, because for literally 2-3 years, nothing went bad in AEW, pal. There was nothing to report. The most notable thing was like Chris Jericho doing like a concert without masks.
Jerry COVID, bro.
Jerry COVID, pal. Like, there was no real stuff, backstage drama. Now all of a sudden, Kevin, boom, kaboom. Mm-hmm. Scott Collins shares a bank account with his mother, pal.
Hold on, let me say one thing too. You and I have been predicting this. So we've been saying that this was going to happen since what, like 6 months into AEW? Like in early 2020? Or I don't know, maybe like 2021, whenever it was. When did we start this podcast? Bottom line, we've been saying this since the beginning of the podcast. We knew it back in the summer of 2021 that there had to be problems with Cody and the Elite, because it was just, remember we used to say, Cody's segments are different. Cody looks mad. Cody looks like he doesn't want to be there, you know? And if the Elite have problems with Cody, they have problems with FTR, they've had problems with a bunch of other guys, and now they got problems with CM Punk, the biggest star. It seems to me like the common denominator here is the Elite. I don't know. That's just
fair.
me.
That's fair. Because, I do remember that Cody stuff where we do literally videos saying, you look at AEW as a show, it's like Cody has his like Shakespearean monologue, this like deep promo that just doesn't fit in. You can think of like the Cody Rhodes ending racism segment, Cody doing his just 10-minute crying promos, and then the rest of the show feels like an acrobatic circus. You've got Young Bucks matches where they're just having 20 minutes of slap kicks and Meltzer drivers just for the sake of doing it. And Cody's doing these like 25-minute Paul Levesque, I'm crying, telling a story matches. Like there was no, like on screen it felt so different. Clearly behind the scenes, stuff was happening. We don't know exactly what for now. That'll come out in due time, no doubt. But Kevin, as you allude to, now look at it. Like we said, it's too good to be true with this, that nothing would happen with AEW that's bad or a behind-the-scenes implosion. I know Big Swole had a thing where she was speaking out about AEW a while back, and she got, slammed by the AEW fan base and the dirt sheets for the most part. But Kevin, now look at it. You've got chaos. The EVPs are suspended. The top guy, he's out injured, but he's suspended as well. And the whole company, it's like, what the hell? What is this? This is the top of the company. Tony Khan's just there, like, you know?
And here's the dilemma of it all. Tony Khan is in an impossible place because CM Punk is objectively the biggest draw that AEW will ever have, but the biggest draw they've had so far in their 3-year history. He's drawn the biggest gates, the biggest pay-per-view buys. He sells the most merch. He gets the most ratings. Like it or not, CM Punk is AEW's biggest star. And then he's got the Elite, and quite frankly, without the Elite, there would be no AEW. So Those guys are in power. Should they be in power? That's the question. I mean, from the beginning, I remember you and I said this too. From the beginning, you've got wrestlers, full-time wrestlers, acting as executives and like presidents of the company, booking the shows, being in charge of hiring and firing people. Doesn't seem like a good recipe for success.
Remember how that went in WCW?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
When you had Kevin Nash was involved in booking, and Hogan would storm into meetings and be like, that doesn't work for me. And then Scott Hall would get his 2 bits in, and this wrestler is really good friends with this wrestler, so they get a push here, and this wrestler isn't like that wrestler, so then there's animosity between these two, and it's so many interchangeable moving bits. And with someone like CM Punk there, who is as divisive a personality as wrestling scene this millennium, well, obviously there's gonna be drama. Well, duh. If it's not Punk's way, it's the highway. As Punk said, if you like me when I say thank you, if you don't, F you. Like, how much more divisive can you get, bro? Like, it was bound to happen, especially with some kind of fragile personalities backstage in that company. So